We have 56,000 at the second break, and unfortunately we lost a big pot. All in against pocket queens. Hey there, how's it going? It's Thursday the 19th of June, and today we're going to take another shot at the $1,500 Millionaire Maker. So it's day 1B, and yeah, Millionaire Maker has a guaranteed first prize of at least $1 million, or of $1 million. And yeah, we're going to head over to Horseshoe now and jump in again. 25k starting stack, 60-minute blinds, plenty of play. Yesterday I felt like my table was a little bit tougher than average. Had one player at the table that I think was a potential opportunity to win chips from, but unfortunately I didn't win any chips from that player. So hopefully we get a better table draw today. Goals for today, I'm actually going to play with a little bit more, I want to say reckless abandon, but that's not the right word. I think it's the courage goal that I've had before, to take the right spots. But what we're going to do is we're going to dial it down on the passive play. So we won't be calling, especially from out of position. We'll be either raising or re-raising when we're coming into the pot, and firing on the flop, turn and river when is appropriate. That's what we're going to focus on today. Anyway, Uber's here. I'll catch you over there. Actually, the Uber just cancelled right as I finished that video. So one thing I wanted to talk about, a couple of comments have come up in recent videos, especially the one with the daily deep stack, was relating to the comfort levels in the rooms, in the daily deep stack room. So the daily deep stacks are held in the Normandy and the Province rooms, which are separate conference rooms from the main Paris and Horseshoe bracelet event ballrooms. And definitely they've squeezed a lot of tables in there. There is minimal room if you're in the between of two tables. The seats will bump into each other behind quite often. The dealers have to squeeze in between the players' seats, and it's quite difficult for them to get into the dealing spot. The Normandy room is quite hot, so you won't need your hoodie in the Normandy room, and then the Province room is quite cold, and so you will need a hoodie or a jacket in that room. So if you're coming to play the daily deep stacks, make sure you're prepared in that regard. And yeah, I think that's kind of it about the rooms. In terms of the queue, so yesterday I registered late for the 1 p.m. daily deep stack. So it started at 1. I think I registered around 3, between 3 and 3:30, and there were 90 players in front of me. And to get through those 90 players, it was probably about 30 minutes. So that would be about 30 players every 10 minutes of busting, which is not that bad, actually. So I got in there with a level and a half before late reg closed. So I had enough time there to play before the late registration closed, and if I busted I could rebuy or just end it there. Anyway, that's my little overview of the daily deep stack. Okay, so we're on the first break of the Millionaire Maker, and I've got about 38,000 or so, which is good, up from the 25,000 chip starting stack. Unfortunately, we have top pro Andrew Moreno at my table. However, I'm learning a lot from just watching how he plays and how he thinks, because he talks a little bit at the table. So yeah, it's going pretty good. Hand I played was, I had red pocket threes. The blinds are 100, 100, 100. We've got about 25,000 and I raise from the button to 300, and the small blind and the big blind both call. The flop comes 6-3-2, so great flop. We flop a set, and they check to me. I decide to bet bigger on this one, so I bet 2/3 of the pot. Maybe I could have gone even bigger, but I get 2 calls. The flop is rainbow. Turn comes the 4th 3, so we have quads. At this point, the small blind leads out for a 1200. In the pot is 900 plus 1800, 2700, so they lead out for about a third of the pot. And the big blind calls. Here, I kind of consider just calling and seeing what happens on the river, but I thought if they have a straight or a full house themselves, we can raise and then potentially get either all in now or all in on the river. So I raised to 5,000 and they both fold. So probably a misplay there. I don't know. You tell me. Other than that, no other hands to talk about. I will see you all at the next break. Okay, we're here on the second break of the Millionaire Maker Day 1B, and we have 56,000 at the second break. And unfortunately, we lost a big pot, all in 3 ways, pre-flop. I had pocket kings up against pocket 8s and ace king, and unfortunately the 8s was the bigger of the 2 stacks. I had a much bigger stack to start with, about 60,000. They had 17 and under 17, and yeah, pocket 8s made a straight, and that cut me down to 40, but we've built it back up to 56, so going to head back and try and build it more, shake off that bad beat, and go at it. All right, here's an update from the third break. We lost a huge pot. I had pocket queens. I raised under the gun, got 3-bet from the cutoff, and the big blind called. I decided to call. We're about 100 big blinds deep, just under 90-ish. Flop comes down 8-9 jack with 2 hearts. I check, and the original 3-better goes all in for about 24k. And the big blind who called the 3-bet on pre-flop also goes all in. And I should have thought longer about it as to what they might have had, but I didn't. I called and I thought I had at least had an out to the gut shot and maybe a queen. But probably should have folded that because I had plenty of chips. Anyway, I called and we were up against pocket kings, which was the shorter stack, and pocket jacks who flopped a set. And we were cut down to 10,000. Lower pair suck out in queens again. And we just got pocket 6s all in against pocket queens. We won a few pots after the third break, but unfortunately, we only built up to 14,000. The blinds went up, and we got called when we went all in over a small raise with pocket 6s. Got called by pocket queens and could not hit an out. So we're out of the Millionaire Maker for today. Okay, just a quick recap back here at the condo. I think like that big hand really undid a lot of the great work that I did in the first few sessions. And so we really need to deal with that. So I made a big call, if you will, and I should have folded. Now, going back to my goals, one of them is having the courage to make the big fold. The problem is I didn't even think about folding it. So I didn't think through the hand. I didn't think about what the other players could have. Like, I knew that they could have kings and they could have jacks, but listening to what they're telling you with their actions, such as all in, and then figuring out what they most likely have and what you beat from those things. And queens really didn't beat much. Yeah. So that is the recap. I'm going to have a bit of a rest, kind of an early night, and figure out whether we will re-enter the Millionaire Maker tomorrow, or whether we'll take a day off and re-enter again on the next day, or potentially leave it there for the Millionaire Maker and move on to the next tournament. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you are enjoying the WSOP vlogs, please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. What do you think? How do I make sure that I think through the hands at the time they're happening? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.